if you're honest and open and authentic about your spiritual journey being a process, then you would have to admit that there were situations where you felt like, or where you and I assumed we were in seasons and then discovered we were in cycles. If we're honest about some processes, if we're honest about the fact that we're in process, we would have to admit that there were some situations where we were wrestling with some imperfections that we thought would come and go, and we realized they come back and stay. Yeah, if we're honest and authentic about our process, we would have to admit that there are some struggles that are more stubborn than others. Y'all. And there are some issues that seem to be a bit more insubordinate. And these patterns and these patterns and these issues are so deeply entrenched into the soul of our hearts that even after, I'm gonna see my honest crowd now, even after we prayed prayers, practiced principles, and made promises to God, yourself, and to other people, we experience seasons of freedom, but not a lifetime of liberation. And so we become free for a season, and then just like Pharaoh followed Israel out of Egypt, that issue from an old season will follow us into a new season and say, what you doing? Where is my honest church in here today? And if we're really going to dive to deeper levels of authenticity, and I know this kind of candor can make second-way Christians feel a bit uncomfortable, but we would have to admit, if we've ever had these experiences, family, we would have to acknowledge it's a confusing conundrum, because we'd have to admit that sometimes we hate what we like. And like what we hate. We need to quit what we don't want to stop, and don't want to stop what we need to quit.